While serving on active duty, I discovered a lot of things, but one particular thing I discovered is the ability and past practice of world scientists in collaboration with the armed forces to create deadly diseases. It's called biological chemical warfare, and it has been ongoing ever since World War II. That newfound knowledge inspired me to conduct deep research into everything I could learn about the validity of these things. As I have said many times, the hand of man is always behind the turbulence of the land. Now, I don't claim to be a scientist, biologist, virologist, economist, or geopolitical analyst. I am a messenger of the Most High, Elohim Yahuwah, and as a messenger, I must tell you the facts, presenting certain evidence to support the facts. My entire premise is fundamentally based on the scriptures of the Most High. In other words, the Bible is the clearest headline of all things unfolding in the world. There are varied opinions and thoughts about the origin and role this man-made virus has in the world. Even some Hebrew Ox and Akwats have sarcastically refuted the origin of COVID-19 and choose to believe that the Most High is the initiator of the virus against a wicked world. On one hand, that idea is valid, but on the other hand, Hashatan, through the use of man, is in control of this world. Scripture says the following: Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world shall be cast out. Yohanan 12:31. The Gospel of John. In whom the mighty one of this age has blinded the minds of the unbelieving. Corinthian Bait 4:4. 2 Corinthians. The traditional KJV uses the word God of this world, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the ruler of the authority of the air, of the spirit that is now working in the sons of disobedience. Ephesians 2:2. Ephesians. I found a definition at an online Bible commentary, and I thought the definition was succinct and accurate, so I decided to use it. The phrase God of this world, or God of this age, indicates that Satan is the major influence on the ideals, opinions, goals, hopes, and views of the majority of people. His influence also encompasses the world's philosophies, education, and commerce. The thoughts, ideas, speculations, and false religions of the world are under his control and have sprung from his lies and deceptions. As far as the Most High unleashing plagues on a wicked world system, the fact the secular world rejects the laws and commandments of Yahuwah is judgment in itself. Consider the following scripture, and then we will dive into the video clips. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes. Mishle 16:2, Proverbs. And Yahuwah smelled a soothing fragrance. And Yahuwah said in his heart, Never again shall I curse the ground because of man, although the inclination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Bereshith chapter 8, verse 21, Genesis. From his youth is min ara in Hebrew. It means from his awakening. Babies are not born 100% evil, and they are not born 100% innocent. Hashatan acts as the instigator, the one who suggests, the one who gives ideas and possibilities, the one who influences through all manner of ways. With that said, it is time for you to analyze the following information and decide for yourself.
I watch CNN, I watch Fox, I watch CBS, and in this case, there's a lot of things not being said.
This is just the essential nature of Chinese communism. Chinese communism is evil.
Today, the coronavirus is impacting over 100 countries around the world. Billions of lives are at risk. And from what is said by the Chinese Communist Party, this allegedly started spontaneously in the seafood market in Wuhan, China.
Outbreak. I think somehow this could be a malfeasance or somewhat intentionally cover up some important source of infection.
It can go a long way to covering up the actual source by imposing a false place, and you're not looking at the actual victims.
Numbers that we're getting from China about new infections and deaths are highly suspicious. We know that Beijing, for 6 weeks in December and January, suppressed information of the epidemic. And then when they officially acknowledged it on January 20, they then started a campaign of suppression of information. We know that because the central leading group that was announced on January 26 has a 9-person roster, and it's very heavy with propaganda officials. Indeed, the vice chairman of the group is the Communist Party's propaganda czar. It appears that the party's main goal here is suppression of information, controlling the narrative. That's more important to them than actually ending the epidemic.
Well, first of all, I think it's very important to point out that, this economic crisis that we're experiencing right now was intentional, and it intentional.
On January 10th, China disclosed the full genome sequence of the Wuhan novel coronavirus, and many of the world's top virologists began analyzing it. As early as January 7th, academic Zhang Yongzhen from the National Institute of Communicable Disease Control and Prevention, along with the School of Public Health of Fudan University, submitted a joint paper to Nature. The paper was published on February 3rd, and pointed out that the Wuhan coronavirus is closely related to CoV-ZC45 and CoV-ZXC21, two viruses sampled from bats in Zhoushan by the People's Liberation Army. The Wuhan coronavirus has an 89.1% nucleotide similarity to the CoV-ZC45 virus and even exhibits 100% amino acid similarity in the NSP7 and E proteins. Another scientist, Lu Raojian from the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and their team also published a paper in The Lancet on January 30. The paper stated that the Wuhan virus has an 88% similarity to two bat-derived SARS-like coronaviruses collected in Zhoushan, Zhejiang province of China. In short, scientists found the Wuhan coronavirus, the current pandemic, is highly similar to a bat SARS-like coronavirus previously discovered by the Nanjing Military Research Institute, showing 100% amino acid similarity in NSP7 and envelope protein, the E protein. What does this high similarity reveal?
hard to see a protein is 100% identical when the virus jumps species. And so that was suggesting maybe the virus could be generated with reverse engineer process.
As I have said many times, the hand of man is always behind the turbulence of the land. Now, I don't claim to be a scientist, biologist, virologist, economist, or geopolitical analyst. But as a messenger of the Most High, I have a very good comprehension of reading, writing, and arithmetic. I understand that reverse engineering is something man-made. Now, these are top-level scientists, doctors, biologists, and virologists making these statements. Their statements are based on the findings of evidence within their field of work. To disassemble and examine or analyze in detail a product or device to discover the concepts involved in manufacture, usually in order to produce something similar. That's the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Reverse engineering, also called back engineering, is the process by which a man-made object is deconstructed to reveal its designs, architecture, or to extract knowledge from the object, similar to scientific research. The only difference between that scientific research is about a natural phenomenon. Reverse engineering is applicable in the fields of mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, software engineering, chemical engineering, and systems biology. That's from Wikipedia.
That the 100% amino acid similarity says it can't possibly be a natural mutation. Certainly believe that the 100% amino acid similarity says it can't possibly be a natural mutation. 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 Natural mutation. Natural mutation. The S proteins, the high similarity of the S proteins from SARS-1 to now SARS-2, that's your spike protein. That's the lock and key. That's going to be what drives it right through human cells. And so we know that's the pathogenic spike protein that for the original SARS. So now you're allowing that access to human tissues because the spike proteins of the natural evolutionary strains don't infect human cells at all. So that research has been going on at Wuhan and published since 2007. And clearly, if that spike protein from SARS weren't on the new COVID-19 or SARS-2, it wouldn't be able to enter human cells. So again, this is evidence that it couldn't go through the Wuhan seafood market.
Five, 6, 7, 6, 9, 7, 7, 4, 101-864-7773. US 101-307-01B2. Method of continuous production of retroviruses HTLV-3 from patients with AIDS and pre-AIDS. The diamagnetic semiconducting molecular crystal tetrasilver tetroxide Ag404 is utilized for destroying the AIDS virus, destroying AIDS synergistic pathogens, and immunity suppressing molecules ISM in humans. And now, the granddaddy of them all and the most current synthetic virus, COVID-19. The present invention provides a live, attenuated coronavirus comprising a variant replicase gene, encoding polyproteins comprising a mutation in one or more of non-structural proteins, NSP10, NSP14, NSP15, or NSP16. The coronavirus may be used as a vaccine for treating and or preventing a disease such as infectious bronchitis in a subject. This is H.S. Yaakov, his bondservant and watchman. Shalom wa barawak ak wa akwath. Always to the esteem of the Most High, Elohim Yah.